fellas? So we're back with a top 5 list of date night fragrances for men, okay? So when we talk about date night fragrances, these are gonna be more on the aromatic side, the more spicy side, the more, vanillic side. You want them to really be seductive. You want them really to be appealing. You want them to have a head-turning or a level of gourmand. You want them to really appeal to the woman's nose. You want her to want to be in the presence, in the vicinity of the fragrance you have, rather than daytime fragrances that are more so about being put together, fresh and clean. Day night fragrances, you're gonna find some common themes in them. We have 5 fragrances for you, and in this fragrance list, we're gonna have a niche, we're gonna have some designer, we're gonna have some clones, we're gonna have some things that are easier to find, harder to find, but all 5 of these are guaranteed to leave a positive first impression for date night. We're gonna start the list off with this one right here. One of my favorites to ever be in my collection. The only problem with this one is that it is discontinued. It's harder to find. It is starting to pop up and circulate a little bit, from what I've been gathering, but this one is from the brand Yves Saint Laurent. This one is La Nuit Blue Electrique. So again, if you can find Blue Electrique, this is the first and foremost thing. Blind buy it, get it. Don't question about it. Don't think about it. You have the money to pony up, pull the trigger on Blue Electrique. For me, I was able to find this bottle at my fragrance shop that I go to. They said, hey, we have Blue Electrique. I had to pull the trigger on it, no questions asked. All right, so Blue Electrique is gonna be coming at us with that cardamom, that lavender, that geranium, that cedar, and vetiver. So think of the original Blue Electrique, but made a little bit fresher, a little bit more powdery. Nonetheless, great DNA. If you're gonna have cardamom and lavender and vetiver in your scent, you're on the right track to be successful. This one, ladies' reactions, ladies love it, and I really have to ration this out and be careful because I do not want to run out of this without having a backup bottle on deck. So there we go, Blue Electrique. Second fragrance that we have on this list is one of my personal favorites. If not, I would almost venture to say this is my personal favorite fragrance that I've ever had. It's from the brand of Jean Paul Gaultier. This one has garnered me so many compliments. I would say this is probably my top compliment pulling fragrance in my collection. Every time I wear it, I never cease to get a compliment, and I love this one so much. This one here is called Jean Paul Gaultier. This one is called Le Mâle Le Parfum. So yes, they do have the Le Mâle Elixir, and that one is great too. That one's up there for me. But this Le Mâle Le Parfum for me, it's about the sillage. It's about the longevity. It's about the projection. It doesn't project out to your nose. It really is subtle, but in a way that is also pronounced too. And it's hard to explain, but it's one of those things when you spray it on. I remember even when I first got Le Mâle Parfum, it was one of those fragrances. When I sprayed it, I was like, I don't really get it. I'm not really smelling it. And then after spraying it, for about 5 minutes and walking around with it, everybody was like, what is that you got on? And even women were like, what is that you have on? Whatever that is, I need it. I need to have it. My man needs to have it. And so then naturally, as I started wearing it, like every single day I wore it, it was compliments. So Le Mâle Parfum is just one of those fragrances. It's really subtle. It's almost like a whisper. As you walk by, people are gonna get a whiff of you. They're gonna love how you smell. It's gonna come with cardamom, lavender, iris, vanilla, oriental, and woody notes. So again, another cardamom, so another bit of that spiciness. That lavender and iris gives it that fresh appeal. Then that vanillic and oriental notes gives it that vanillic aromatic touch in the base. So nice spice, aromatic, powdery, a little bit of lavender, and then some vanillic sweetness as well. So really, really nice night out, day night fragrance for this one. Love this one. All right, next up on the list, we're gonna have this one. This is our first niche fragrance on the list. All right, this is from the brand of Parfum de Marly. Now, Parfum de Marly has a lot of day-night fragrances you really can go with, honestly. But for this list today, we're gonna go with this one to stick with the whole theme of warm spices. We're gonna go with this one from Parfum de Marly. This one is called Parfum de Marly Carlisle. Now, Carlisle is gonna come with us with a pretty wide array of notes, okay? It's gonna have nutmeg, apple, saffron. It's gonna have tonka bean. It's gonna have divana. It's gonna have patchouli and vanilla. All right, but for me, Carlisle, oof, you definitely get that nutmeg and apple in that opening. You really get that. Then mid gets down to that spicy tonka bean, and then you're gonna get that patchouli and vanilla in the base. So that's what I'm getting nice projection, nice sillage. Okay, so it's a really kind of pronounced fragrance. If you want your fragrance to be a little bit more loud, a little bit more, you know, on the projecting side, a little bit more on that spicy side, you're definitely gonna love Carlisle. Definitely is a common puller, especially if you're gonna be out in the cold or in the fall. You know, one of those type of evenings. Definitely, I think you would like this as a nice cold weather fragrance for the evening. Okay, Carlisle. All right, now next one, we're gonna stick a little bit with the spiciness, but we're gonna go with a little bit booziness too. And this one is from the brand of Givenchy, gentlemen. Okay, and now this one is gonna have a little bit of a whiskey note, a whiskey and chestnut, and very few fragrances I've really had in my collection that have had a chestnut accord. So when they launched this from Givenchy, a lot of people weren't really sure how it was gonna react. Well, it has done really well for me in the fragrance community as well. And this one here is called Reserve Privé. Okay, Givenchy, gentlemen, Reserve Privé. Reserve Privé is going to be coming at us with bergamot. It's going to be coming at us with that iris that is known in Givenchy, gentlemen, fragrance. And it's going to come with chestnut, whiskey, amber, and woodsy notes. Okay, so really woodsy, nutty, Irish fragrance, right? And it's really good as far as its performance. This one is also another projection monster. It's not as loud and spicy as Carlisle, but it's definitely got that boozy and nutty accord that you can get a little bit different. It's a little bit, how I would characterize it, is a little bit smoother than a Carlisle is. So if, you know, Carlisle or something like that is a little too spicy for you, it's a little too much going on, you want something a little bit more reserved, you'll go with Reserve Privé, honestly. And it is more of a closer encounter, a little bit more seductive, a little bit more subtle of a fragrance, but it does have a nice kind of opening, where the opening kind of brings them in, and then as it dries down, it becomes a little bit more tame, a little bit more calm, all right? Last fragrance on the list is a cheapie. Actually, I think I got this for under $40. It's one of my newest additions to my collection, but this is from the brand of Maison Alhambra, okay? Another boozy fragrance, okay? These boozier fragrances, especially if you're going out in a suit and tie, you might be going out to a lounge, you might be going out for drinks, you want to kind of have a level of booziness to set the mood. And so I got this one. This one is from the brand of Maison Alhambra, and this one is called Kismet Magic. Kismet Magic. Now, Kismet Magic is going to be coming out with some cognac, some cinnamon tonka bean oak, and it's going to have some praline and vanilla in the base, okay? So a nice boozy opening, then you get to a spicy mid with the cinnamon and tonka, then you're going to get to a vanillic and woodsy base with the vanilla and the sandalwood, okay? Now, this was actually pleasantly surprising. I know some people will try to say angel share. I don't get angel share. I think the praline really kind of gives it its own unique appeal, where it's its own fragrance, right? If anybody's gonna compare angel share to anything, it's gonna be Karma. But I like this cognac and cinnamon, especially if I want something different. I want something really kind of sweeter, a little bit more boozy. I want that accord, then I'm gonna go with this one here with the cinnamon. I'm gonna go with Kismet Magic. If I want more of a kind of sweeter and less boozy notes, then I'm gonna go with the Karma, right? But nonetheless, for the price, I say add this to your cart and give it a try. I definitely have given this my stamp of approval for sure. I love this, especially for getting it under $40. You can't beat that, all right? There we go, guys. 5 fragrances. So again, nice powdery mix of spice and florals. You're gonna go with Blue Electric, especially if you can get your hands on it. You want a nice oriental, fresh, and sweet fragrance, you're gonna go here, Le Male de Parfum. You want a nice, spicy, and loudly projecting fragrance, and you need to get some niche in your life, you're gonna go with this one here. This one is called Carlisle. You want a nice cognac, boozy, and then chestnut, you're gonna go with this one here. This one is called Reserve Privé. And then lastly, if you want to go with this one here, nice boozy and praline, vanilla and sandalwood, you're gonna go with Kismet Magic. Fellas, I appreciate all you guys who continue to rock me, continue to tap in. Make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're subscribing down below. Share this with a fellow fragrance head, comment any videos you want me to do coming forward, and we'll catch you on the next one. Much love.